Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Sundaying. So many people would have wake up by now. I guess in India and other parts of the countries of the world, in the eastern part of the world, they are still like at mostly Sunday night, worrying about Monday blues, all of that. So be prepared for the next week. So the New Year holidays, all of it is over. But I'm lucky, I'm still a student, so I'm enjoying my winter break before my semester would start. Um, but as I've started this project, I've been thinking about a lot. Whatever India has taught me, an Indian, there is no definition as an Indian as well, not just somebody who lives in India, because for Indian, there is nothing as a specific place as such. The Europeans, they couldn't call anybody with a random name or anything, so that's why they gave a name Native Indians. Whoever live anywhere other than their own countries, they call all of them as Indians, and they did the same thing. The Europeans, fantastic job. They have done the colonizing, all of that. What they have done with India, they have done exactly the same thing with Africa as well. So I feel the pain for everyone in Africa and the world as well. Apart from people who are rich, people who have everything sorted in life, and people who are born in a developed country and have privilege to a very good education, to money, to jobs, all of that. But many countries are still developing, and Africa is considered as a third world for a fact, because of whatever we all did. And we all are humans, come from Africa. Africa is home for all of us, for Homo sapiens, the species, very species from where we all have evolved and became humans and created the AI, all of it. But we are thinking we are the smartest of all, because of the technology we have, because of the luxuries we have, because of the privileges we have, because of the money we have, the wealth, or sort of the respect or dignity. The first world countries as well as the countries with a lot of power, economic growth, all of that, they get they don't get. Africans for a fact are not getting the same kind of a respect. Very few African countries get that respect, even though they have sacrificed everything for this world. Africans are everywhere. Africans live in India as well. Africans do live in Hyderabad, in Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana, in Karnataka, in Delhi, everywhere in India, not just in India, in Latin countries, in Africa, because Africans were the people who are our ancestors. We all belong to Africa for a fact. People, whoever are pride about their skin tone or the language or anything. But let me tell you a fact, very straightforward. Because read the history, historic, prehistoric times, all of that. We all come from Africa for a fact. Forget about the religion, the language, the caste, or the nationality, all of that. For a minute, we are all humans, that we have to really realize. And humanity has started in Africa. Based on my really good understanding, Ethiopia, that's where the humanity, basic inceptions, all of that are discovered. So why I want to pick up this topic is all the issues what we face in India here in our country are self-made problems, like we hating each other for the language, all of that. We have every privilege. Indian government, I absolutely say we are all proud to have such prime minister and the government or the state governments, all of that, because they are providing us the education, they are providing us the healthcare, they are giving us everything. They are giving us the RuPay, UPI digital payment. India has stood as an example for the entire world that they can run elections as a democracy for such large population of 1.42 billion people on this massive earth, which are fit in one single country. And I absolutely respect my country for the same reason, because any country with such population, I give this as a challenge to the West, to or anybody. Could you please conduct an election in India and make it successful because you have the power, authority, everything. So my straightforward one challenge to entire world who look down on India or who say Indians are cheap or anything, who derogate all of us, so who have the military, army power, everything in this world. I will challenge you guys. Can you guys conduct elections in India the way election commission does in India? If you can do bit better than us, if you know bit better than India, then I would agree you are the best country in this world. But all you did was colonizing, slavery, treating people with discrimination, all of that. This is not specific to any country or any human being, but whoever discriminates someone else. Africa is the best example. Likewise, India, likewise, Latin countries. Africa is one best example I can give, which went through a lot of trauma from the inception because they are the landscape. So we can see here how massive African continent really is in the world. So absolutely, it deserves the respect, all of that, because we are the ones who created slavery. We are the ones who trafficked Africans, the black people, to various countries. All of that created slavery, and they had to fight for their basic rights to be treated like a human being. This is the fact. This is not very ancient thing or anything. Few decades ago, even now, people do face discrimination. Being a black, because of the colonization, all the things whichever have Africa has gone through or the black people have gone through. Africa is one continent which should unite across all the countries in Africa. Everyone who felt oppressed, who felt through this colonizing, all of that, who took away our freedom, our wealth, our resources, everything from our continents, from Asia, from Africa. This is what the reality is. The natural resources, what we have, the kind of geography we have, the kind of diversity in terms of language, people, geography, culture, food, everything, Middle East, Africa, Indian subcontinent, China, Asia, all of those countries were rich, were wealthy, were educated, were talented, had everything from the past. If we look back at the history and what Europeans have done, a fantastic job of dividing people by creating slavery, by treating humans without a dignity. This is what is taught, and this is the same thing. People who speak about the principles, who speak about the world peace, who speak about all the things in the world. The Western countries who are rich, who are developed, who have army, military, everything. But in reality, what you are doing is attack on countries who are poor, like African countries who are not able to manage their own basic necessities like food, water, education, healthcare, women rights, human trafficking, all of these issues. These are the real issues people are really fighting in Africa, and they embrace unity in diversity. So people who are really pride about their skin tone, people who are really pride about their language, people who are pride about their culture, all of that, I would challenge anybody. Do you really know the history of humankind? If you don't, then go ahead and really research about human history. We all originate from Africa, and Africa is our home, and we all are one big family. That's a reality. Be it Adam, Eve, or Shiva, Shakti, whatever you call it, it's all the same thing at the end of the day. We all evolved from Homo sapiens. That's all I can say. If you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in religion, that's still fine. But let's go with the facts of science, the evolution process, the Darwin's evolution theory, all of that. If you are really an educated guy who feel like, who think AI, all of that, having the pro smartphones, all of that, thinking you are the smartest, have to really accept the fact that we are humans and we come from Africa. This is a fact. This is reality. So every African, no matter where they live, or people who feel the similar kind of things what they have experienced in life, the African nationality, every African should feel proud for what you have in your country, or the kind of geography you have, the kind of culture, the ancient. You guys are the hope for this world. You guys are not the third world, the way West sees you, or the way developed countries treat you as well. But India has always stood with Africa. India support a lot of African countries, and we share a lot of similarities. If you go back to history, if you go back to geography, everything, African continent was connected with India and Australia, and that's why we look same, we look similar, our culture is same, our languages sound same, and the way we are and the way whatever things we have gone through, because we are all the same people, we are all kind human beings. Doesn't matter which religion we practice, which language we speak, whatever it is. This is the diversity in unity. We all cherish that, and India and Africa are the best examples I can give, where unity in diversity is cherished rather than showing discrimination or partiality, or going showing somebody as belittled. Like, just because somebody has money doesn't make them better human beings in my eyes. But really, if somebody want to learn about humanity, about ethics, about morals, about principles or anything, go to any rural village in a Congo or Tunisia or Morocco village in the deserts of Sahara and see the lifestyle of people, what they are suffering. That's the real life battle they are fighting for. And the developed countries, they are fighting with other countries to solve the problems what we have. So if you think you are human enough, instead of spending money on war, you could develop the countries which really need that. I mean to say, this is a reality. So last year, 2025, a lot of countries, I don't want to take any name of any country, but if we look at the overall defense spent across the country, the military spent, the money which was spent on missiles, the money which was spent on wars to create hatred, all of that, if the same money was used or utilized for a better purpose, like giving it back to society, like Africa, where they really need food, water, drinking water, basic healthcare, basic schooling, education, basic life. Why the life expectation or life expectancy in Africa is so low? Why their immunity is so good? Why they are so healthy naturally? Because they live in harmony with nature. This is the reality. This is what India and Africa teaches us to the world, that live in harmony with nature. You live as well as let everybody live with peace. Enjoy, embrace the unity in diversity. And even if you go through the toughest challenges, there is still a hope. That's what Africa is really for me. The time I have spent in Africa and Tunisia, this is what I have realized. The world is very happy considering they have money, economic growth, all of that. But really, see an African smiling, that smile you cannot buy with money. Trust me, the happiness that comes from within, even when they have a lot of challenges, a lot of problems, all of that. But there is corruption, there is a lot of bullshit that goes in Africa as well. And there is no unity among Africans as well, the countries. So likewise, any other union, Africa could be in a union, African Union, and support every other African country from North, from Nile to South Africa, from Ethiopia to the western part, to anywhere, to Haiti, to Congo, to Dominican, to Sudan, to Somalia, to Egypt, to Morocco, to Tunisia, to Libya. All these countries unite. Don't fight among yourselves. This is the message I really want to give, because the way you guys are among fighting among yourself in Africa, but see the reality why you guys are broken. This is the system Europeans have created long back through colonization and wired us to think they are better, they are superior just because they speak different language, they look better than us. It doesn't really matter, but the humanity, what the principles, morals, ethics Africa and India has taught the world, the contributions what Africans have done, the slavery what the Africans have gone through, the kind of treatment even today Black people or any Indian or African go through. This is the reality. So wake up. Let's all unite. Let's get educated. Let's get talented and prove that skin tone and language is not at all a concern for us. A unity among humans, that is the best examples. And if we really want to learn about humanity, we need to become animals in the first place. That's why my name is Mugli. I absolutely love animals more than I love humans, though I support humanity, but I speak for voiceless. who are suppressed, who are vulnerable, who are taken advantage of. I'm going to speak about Africa throughout my life till the time change comes in this world, because Africa has gone through the kind of discrimination, kind of barriers, kind of the treatment, the way we see Africans just because they look different. They speak a funny accent. One thing we have to realize is we are all humans at the end of the day. And if we are attacking our own kind of people who give us the evolution and where we belong to, actual home for all humankind, Africa, we should not forget that. No matter how many thousands of years the evolution process may go through, and Africa is drifting apart, it is splitting into two. The Great Rift Valley, that is splitting. So the geography, it's gonna keep change throughout the history, throughout the timeline. So a new countries may form, a new geography may form, a new mountain range may erupt. No matter what may happen in this world, all we can be is good human beings and embrace the diversity, guys. This is what world makes us beautiful. So if we think one kind is superior, another kind is inferior, that's basic misunderstanding of your own thought process or the perspective about life or the world of yours. That's a problem of yours rather than the world problem itself. So my pain, it's not just for Indians or anybody, but from across the world, I feel pain for everybody. This is the thing. This is funny. I have everything in my life. I have achieved a lot in my life, and I don't know why God put me on the spiritual path and make me do all of this. Instead of going out chilling, enjoying partying, I'm speaking about the real world issues. This is a student at University of Delaware, widely contributing to the world, because this is the change we really need in this hour. That's all I would say. Let me present some facts about Africa. Because this is the thing. Let's learn about Africa a bit before we go through everything. Because this is the continent which is the home for all of us humans, and the time I have spent in Africa, the friendships I've made in Africa and Middle East, the Arab countries, I absolutely embrace those friendships. And the best humanity exists in Africa even today, even though they are poorest, but they are very rich in heart. That's all I can say. So let me present some facts about Africa. The Africa continent, it is the soul of the earth. Africa is the second largest continent with 54 countries, over 1.4 billion population, and more than 2,000 languages spoken. That's the greatness of Africa. English, it is spoken in Africa as well. A lot of people speak Africa. Apart from that, they speak 2,000 other languages. So if any Western country or any European country or any country or anyone who tried to belittle Africa, tell me your country have so much of a diversity in the first place before you belittle them or treat them like slaves. What does your country has to offer to this world? I really want to ask the question really loud and clear. As well as, it is the cradle of humanity, home to the oldest known human fossils found in Ethiopia and Kenya. This is the exact thing what I've mentioned. And Africa is not one story, it is many worlds: deserts, rainforests, savannas, megacities, and sacred villages, and lot of pilgrimage sites, and our own famous mountain Kilimanjaro. So Africa is such a place, and in entire equator, you don't find any place other than Mount Kilimanjaro where you find snow and such a high altitude peak. That's the greatness of Africa, I have to say. And struggles and sovereignty. Many African nations fought brutal wars for independence from colonial powers: France, Britain, Belgium, Portugal, etc., and others. And even today, I don't want to take name of those big countries or the small countries who are trying to create the debt trap for Africa and try to colonize soft ways by giving loan billions of I don't want to take the currency as well. Billions of money is poured into Africa as a loan, creating kind of a money trap, debt trap, which is being created for Africans in the name of uh, uniting the world. This is what you are doing, trying to loot everything, trying to create a modern type of a colonization. So Europeans, what they have done in 18th century and 19th century, the 21st century modern slavery is, this is how it goes. It is as smart as it looks, like our smartphone chat GPT 4.5 model. This is the reality. So we know about AI, we know about rocket science, we go to Mars, but we can't give water to people in Africa who are thirsty and have not eaten food for days and dying because of no food. They are fighting for their life, and we are fighting for a language. This is the reality. We really live in this world, and we are really concerned about how somebody's nose look like, okay, and somebody's eyes how they look like. But because your belly is full, you are not thirsty, you are educated, you are given everything with a silver spoon. So that's why the issues what you really feel like somebody just looking little bit of a dark complex or speaking a bit of funny accent is a problem for you, because you don't have real problems in life. This is the reality. This is the reality. And the people who struggle in Africa or anywhere, the blacks or the Indians or any Asians, Southeast Asians, all the Latin guys, why? We speak different language, we are different, we eat different food, we enjoy different music. Doesn't make us inferior, make us unique, make us beautiful and better than you guys, because we sound different, we are vibrant, saturated, we have everything in this world. That's all I have to say. English is just a language, and many of us speak the language, and Western culture absolutely not something I embrace, but I respect your own ways of thinking, all of that. There is a way why America is successful. I take inspiration from great American men, the great people from Europe as well, but not the ways you guys are doing the things to Africans or to Indians or to the Latin countries, for the example. The current issues, what's going on in Venezuela, the war kind of a situation, there is like a win-win situation, the way it is narrated. It is about different perspectives, how we see it. It is not right, it is not wrong, but this is what it is. This is how we have to accept the reality. You cannot support one, you cannot support the neither of the people, because Venezuelan people, they are celebrating for their liberation, and USA government supported Venezuelan people, so they are happy for it, and entire world is crying for against USA. Why? Did you come and solve the problem for Venezuelans? No. Did you solve any world issues? No. You have to fight among yourselves. You have to first solve your own problems in your own country before you go and talk about the Latin country, which is not even far, not even near for you. So if US government is doing something, there is a meaning behind it, and he's our president, the first man of America. So let's respect him rather than discriminating or doing something bullshit. So if you really want to challenge the leaders of the world countries or do anything or speak anything against anybody or judge somebody, I challenge you, do something better than the person whom you are judging and then judge somebody. This is my challenge to the entire world. So instead of hating somebody who is doing something, you do something and prove that you are better than them and then judge. Then you are able to form an opinion and come to a conclusion. So without knowing something, you cannot speak about it. That's the reality. That is what we have to accept in life. And as I said, it is not just about the colonization, what Africa has gone through, but post independence, their neo colonization, the debt traps or the resource exploitation, the same thing, whatever I have spoke today. Fantastic. The big countries, the world countries who are looting Africa and Indians, as well as every black guy or the Latin countries for your own needs. So the colonization, the idea of colonization is to go as a settlers to do the business, but rather occupy, create a chaos. What not? What not you guys are doing in the Western countries or in Africa or in India? This is my straight questions to all the great world leaders. I do support, I appreciate what you are doing for this world, but you have to really question about the impact that's created on this earth. The very earth we call as a family, the way you treat us people, that says more about you as a person than as a leader. The decisions I respect, but we reserve the dignity and the manners and the respect as well for entire humankind. We don't want wars, we don't want people to die, we don't want discrimination, we don't want anybody to suffer in this world. Rather, we all want to unite and enjoy the world as it is. the way it is given and served to us. Who is better than anyone? Who can speak better English than me? Who can sing a better Arabic song than me? Being an Indian guy, I sing Sanskrit as well. I can read Sanskrit. Can you read Sanskrit? Can you sing in English? I'm gonna sing in English as well. So people who are really, really proud about the language or the skin tone, I'm concerned about the humankind, not about the skin tone or the way it looks like. Because we are all humans. So cut your hand, you see the blood, it's red color, and the other human being have the same thing. And if you do an X-ray, we are all gonna get the same type of a bones, all of it. Maybe the look, feel, touch of it may be a bit different because of the geography where you are born, because of your DNA, all of it. But reality is this. Some thousands of years ago, when the evolution process has started, we all come from monkeys, Homo sapiens, and became humans. So again, we have to become humans. This is the message to the world. And this is the power of Africa. So when you unite, you are going to shine. This is the reality. So when you fight among yourself, when you discriminate your own kind, you are going to suffer in life. Rather, you unite with your own kind, you consider everybody as family and join the hands and spread the peace, love everybody, and let's fight against the real issues, guys. Let's not make fun of each other's language or the looks. Rather, really learn about humanity, what are all religions are teaching us, the great religions, from eastern part, from the western, from Christianity, from Judaism, from Zoroastrianism, from Islam, from Hinduism, from Buddhism, from Jainism, from atheism, all of it. Everything teaches us to be humans. That is my only ask to the entire world. Let's be humans again. Let's just be humans. That's all we need to do. We don't need to achieve. We don't need to go to the Mars. We don't need to worry about Pluto, whether it's a planet or not. But we can give some drinking water to people who are thirsty in Africa, who are suffering from diseases, who can't find life because they're malnutrition. They don't have an education. But see how they smile. If you just give glass of water to them, see the smile on their faces. So my message to the world is we can be happy with simple things in life. We don't need a lot in life. If you can achieve big in life, that's really good. It says how much effort you have put in terms of learning all of that. That's really good aspect. But we really need to learn about human values, ethics, morals, and treating some other human being as a human being and with dignity, with respect, and accepting as they are. The differences, of course, they're gonna be there. The way they look, the way they speak, all of that. But what colonization has taught us, what history has taught us, we should never forget that. So the countries who are trying to colonize, think of it. If a dominant country, a better country than you in future day, may India become one. I really feel India will soon become that massive power. Think of it. India will colonize you again. How does it feel? This is just a thought process I'm saying, not a reality. It's not reality. It's far from reality. But think about it. So you before go and colonize somebody, think of it, somebody come and colonize you. The Europeans, the great nations, the first world countries who treat Africa as third world country and represent them as slaves. This is my message. Think of it. Money, are you gonna take the billions or the millions or the crores along with you when you die? No. And how long you are gonna live? Do you know exactly 100 years? Did anybody certified you that you are gonna live for 100 years? No. Maybe you will die tomorrow. Maybe there will be a COVID again. Who knows? We don't know. So instead of all of that, focus on becoming a human being. And let's really appreciate the humanity and learn about the values, morals, ethics, and enjoying the simple things even when we have a lot of challenges and obstacles. After all, everything we have to get inspiration from Africans, the way they shine. They are the inspiration to the world, not the first world countries, but Africa is the inspiration for many people who don't have basic necessities, who don't have a right to education, who don't have a basic health care, who don't have food to eat, who are suffering from diseases, all of it. But think about their lives. Is your life better than them? Definitely it is. It is convenient. It is absolutely enjoyable. All of it. But are you doing anything to this world? This is my question. What are you doing to this world, for this world or God, whom you call it? I don't have a name or a definition for God. All the religions, everything is same for me. I call him Allah. I call him Jesus. I call him Isa. I call him Moses. I call him Shiva. I call him Ganesha. Whatever. I call him Buddha. It is all language, it is all sound, which was created some thousands of years ago, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000 years ago. But what about Africa? What about the human evolution process? How Homo sapiens became humans? It took 55,000, 70,000 of years evolution process. So the religion, the God, the concept of everything, this understanding came later. But before that, we invented fire. Before that, we learned how to hunt, how to gather, all of that. Those skills, those family, Africa is our family. This is the reason why I say, even if you are an atheist, doesn't really matter. You have to be a person who have a logic, a practical and open mind to accept the facts and reality as it is, because this is the reality and these are the facts which you cannot deny. If you are an educated guy, if you are from the first world country, or if you're from Europe, or anybody who speak English or who studied in convent, all of that, we have studied this in our schooling. We are all coming from Africa. But what about Africa? What are we doing with it? What about India? What about all the Latin countries? We contributed everything to this world. But the way we are today, it is because of the judgment, because of the way we are treated, because of the way our countries are dealt with. This is the reality. There is no sovereignty. There is no federal concept. There is no democracy among the nations. That's the reality. So democracy, who preach about democracy, about federalism, about secularism, really, we need to really question about the language and the words itself. India is a great democracy. We do follow secularism and we do have the federal concept, because we do have a lot of states, provinces, union territories, all of that, which are individually governed by governors as well as chief ministers and everything. We do have the president system. We do have a Supreme Court. We do have a central bank, which is RBI, as well as we have a prime minister. We have a political party system, which is very unique than anywhere else in the world. This is the unity what India has to offer, and from Africa as well. All the countries, the 54 countries, 54 nations, from 2,000 languages, the different geography from Sahara to Mount Kilimanjaro to South Africa, to Madagascar to Ethiopia to the Carthage to Nile River. This is the reality. It bridges the world. It is the center part of the world and a cradle for humankind. So let's behave with kindness towards anybody. This is my message to the humankind. And I want to end this with a good song, because this is not something I really want to talk about. A good topic. People enjoy reels. People enjoy talking about girls. People talk about sex. People talk about movies. People talk about football. People talk about cricket. But these are the real issues people are going through in life. These are the actual issues people are worried about. They don't have food to eat. We have a lot of food to waste. Thank you. This is the culture we learn from, and that's the culture where they belong to. That's why they shine in the future, if not today, because of the actions what West has done to Africa or India. That's the reality. The fire you have put in us, the roar. This is the roar of an average Indian, because an Indian doesn't have a definition. Indian is a word given by Europeans. They call Latin guys as Native Americans. People who live in America, they call us a Native Indians. So West Indians, all of that. Everyone are Indians. This is the reality. Because anybody who is diverse, they call it as an Indian. Who are different from their own kind, they call them as Indians. This is the actual meaning of Indian. Trust me. And let me really sing this song. This is a song by uh, famous, our beloved singer or artist Shakira, and through the platform Freshly Ground. This was 2010 official FIFA World Cup anthem, Waka Waka, because this time is for Africa, and I really want to sing this song to give the fire to everybody from across the world. Let's unite and let's fight against the real world issues rather fighting among ourselves. This is being educated. This is being matured as per me. So let me really sing the song for everybody, and let me put the fire as well. Important. Tiba, Boko, Jagwe, World Cup, Tiba, Chenga, World Cup, World Cup, Tiba, World Cup, World Cup. You're a good soldier, choosing your battles. Pick yourself up and dust yourself from left to the saddle. You're the front line, everyone's watching. Unite, yes, we're getting closer. This isn't over. The prayers, the song, your friend. But you got it all, believe it. When you forget a if you forget a Samina, Samina, this is Africa, Samina, Waka, Waka, Samina, Samina, this time for Africa. Ta-na-na-na-na-na, ta-na-na-na-na. Dun, 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 dun. Listen to your God. This is our motto. Your them shine down the red line. You're gonna follow. People are raising their expectations. Go and feed them into the movement. No hesitation. This is your day of freedom. You pave the way, I baby. If you got the phone, when you got the phone, Samina, Samina, this time for Africa, Samina, Mina, Waka Waka, Samina, Mina, Sandaleva, Samina, Mina, Waka Waka, Samina, Mina, Sandaleva, this time for Africa, Lele Babone, Biggie Biggie Mama, one thing to say. But this is in my go, biggie, biggie, mama from east to west. But it was a walk on my head, what I walk on my head. Celebrating most important. Yes, this is Africa. Samina, mina, anaba, samina, mina, samina, mina. Anaba, stamina, mina, waka, waka, stamina, mina, stamina, anaba, stamina, mina, waka, waka, stamina, mina, stamina. This time for Africa, tango, tango, stamina, mina, stamina, anaba, tango, tango, this time, this time for Africa. This time for Africa. We are all Africa. We all Africa. Zamakela. This time for Africa. So that's the power and fire I want to put in everybody, because this is the need of the hour, guys. Let's all unite. Let's not fight among ourselves. Let's embrace the universal diversity from whatever we have from Africa as well as India, because we all share the common history. We all gone through the same colonization, and we have faced the same experiences. And India is little bit ahead in the game. It's not far ahead than Africa, to be very honest. You guys are 1.4 billion population, and we are exactly 1.4 billion population. We are all same. We look same. We feel the same way. We eat the same food. We experience the same thing, because our geography, Pangea, was one continent. And now because of the drift, we are separated, Peter, we are united by humanity. This is my message. So let's cherish the humanity and let's not fight among ourselves. Let's not discriminate or hate anybody. This is the learning I have got from my dharma from India. This is my spirituality, to respect and accept everybody as they are, rather than treating or discriminating somebody or fighting for your own needs and creating wars and chaos in this world. This is not it is. So let's all cherish the humanity. And this is a beautiful message I want to share today on Sunday. So sorry for bothering you on Sunday, guys, but this is the fire I'm really going through for entire humanity, not just for myself. I'm self-sufficient. I've achieved a lot, everything, but right now I'm working for all of us, the voiceless, the ones who felt oppressed, because at one time point I have gone through the same sort of issues in my life, being an Indian. So this is a tribute to entire world, as a contribution for this life, as a gratitude for what world has given to me, and the experience and the hospitality I have received from Africa. I am forever grateful. And for the language Arabic and the spiritual insights from Islam, I really embrace all of that, because India, what India is, and Africa is the same for us. We are all brothers. Let's be brotherhood and unite and fight against the evil, which is really the issues what is in our daily life, the struggles what we are all going through. This is the revolution I want to create, and not a time pass. So this is the message I want to share with you all guys today. Keep rocking, be confident, never feel inferior to anybody in life. No matter what we have achieved, there is a lot still to achieve. We cannot compare to anybody in our life, except rather to the yesterday's version of ourselves. That's all I can say. And keep smiling, keep rocking. Let's cherish the kindness. Let's be humans. Happy Sunday. Signing off for today. I'm your Mowgli. Take care. Jai Hind. Om Namah Shivaya. Alhamdulillah. Amen. Bye.